Do you have any of the Anshe Chesed ones? What? Do you have any of the Anshe Chesed ones? They're on the cart. Sometimes giving me feedback. Hello! I know, it's been so long.
Shabbat shalom and welcome. Wonderful to be here. You know what, Joe, can we turn down this microphone? The first one. Turn it down just a little bit. Yeah. There we go. Okay, good. That's better. Better? Great. Okay. Shabbat Shalom, everybody, and welcome to all of you who are here with us at Temple. Welcome to all of our folks joining us via our live stream on YouTube. This is a beautiful Shabbat. Look behind us. Look at this fabulous Shabbat view that we have. And thank you, Yael, for staying after Yom Kippur and joining us and being our service leader this evening. And we'll invite Corlin forward to light Shabbat candles. Amen. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. We turn together as we begin Shabbat and we welcome Shabbat into our hearts on page 10 with Ma Yafeh Hayom, how beautiful this day is.
Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom. Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom. Shabbat Shalom.
We turn together to page 20 and there join in Lecha Dodi, that song of welcoming Shabbat and welcoming our Shabbat bride. And you can imagine, as you look behind us in the beautiful view, you can imagine the mystics in Tzvat going out into the field and welcoming Shabbat.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor hidibor echad, Yishmianu el hamyuchad, Adonai echad, U'shemo echad, L'shem ol tiferet v'lichila lecha dodi, Likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela, lecha dodi, Likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki hi mekor habracha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof maaseh b'machshava tchila lecha dodi. Likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela, lecha dodi. Likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, kiva orach, kumi uri, shir daberi, kavod Adonai laich nigla lecha dodi. Likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela, lecha dodi. Likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela.
בואי בשלום,
rise.
עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגלה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
Please be seated as we continue with Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat. Sing a song for Shabbat on page 22.
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות אדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בכינור. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון.
We turn to page 26 as we rise for Chatzi Kaddish.
יתגדל ויקרא שמי רבה,
Amen.
בעלמא יברך ירצה וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל. בעגלה בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם לעלמי עלמיה, יתברך יתברך וישבח, יתפאר וישמם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי קודשא בריחו לעילא מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, תאמירן בעלמא ואמרו אמן.
Entrances to holiness are everywhere. The possibility of ascent is all the time, even at unlikely times and through unlikely places. There is no place on earth without the presence. And so we rise as we join in our call to worship, Baruch Hu, on page 28.
Lie, 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 lie. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, Le'olam Le'olam Va'ed. Praise Adonai, to whom our praises due. Praise Adonai, to whom our praises due. Praise Adonai, to whom our praise is due, now and forever.
Please be seated, and we continue with Ma'ariv Aravim on page 30. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro Ma'ariv Aravim, v'chochma poteach sha'arim, uvitfuna meshane itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umesader et hakochavim, v'mishmerotehem b'rakia kirtzono. Borei yom v'layla golel or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or. Uma'avir yom umevi layla, umavdil ben yom uven layla, Adonai Tzavaot Shemo. El Chai v'Kayam, Tamid Yimloch Aleinu Leolam Va'ed, Baruch Atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim. Everlasting love, you have offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws, and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta, Al keren Adonai Eloheinu b'shachbenu, uvkumenu nasiach bechukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Tortecha, uv'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed, ki hem chayenu, ve'orech yameinu, uvahem negei yomam v'layla, negei yomam v'layla, ve'ahavta al tasir, mimenu olamim, Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael, Ohev amo Yisrael.
And with God's love ringing in our ears, we rise as we join in Shema, page 34.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
Please be seated as we continue with the Hafta, page 36.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם
Adonai Elohechem Emet. Page 39. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש. נורא תהילות עושה פלא, נורא תהילות עושה פלא. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש.
Page 43. Let's read together. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamideinu shomreinu l'chaim. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamideinu shomreinu l'chaim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai Shalom. V'hamideinu shomreinu lechaim. Lechaim.
Page 45. We are a people in whom the past endures, in whom the present is inconceivable without moments gone by. The Exodus lasted a moment enduring forever. What happened once upon a time happens all the time. We thank God for the opportunities and the blessings of Shabbat and community as we join in Vishamru, page 44.
Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Page 47. Prayer invites God's presence to suffuse our spirits, God's will to prevail in our lives. Prayer may not bring water to parched fields, nor mend a broken bridge, nor rebuild a ruined city. But prayer can water an arid soul, mend a broken heart, and rebuild a weakened will. We rise together for the Amidah, page 46.
Adonai. Ananana sfatai tiftach. Ananana ufi agid. Ufi agid tehilatecha. Ananana Adonai. Ananana sfatai tiftach. Ananana ufi agid. Ufi agid tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei Hakol V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot U'Mevi Gula Livnei V'neihem Leman Shemo B'Ahava Melech Ozer u'Moshiach u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Abraham Dezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Atarav Lehoshia, Morid Hatal, Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofech Olim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Bal Gevurot, Umido Melach, Melech Memit Umechaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'neman Ata Lachayot HaKol, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mechaye HaKol. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yihalelu chasela. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh.
Page 53. Days pass and the years vanish, and we walk sightless among miracles. God, fill our eyes with seeing and our minds with knowing. Let there be moments when your presence, like lightning, illumines the darkness in which we walk. Help us to see, wherever we gaze, that the bush burns unconsumed. And we, clay touched by God, will reach out for holiness and exclaim in wonder, how filled with awe is this place, and we did not know it. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. Page 55. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Kaddish Shabbat. Please be seated. Page 57. Let's read together. You are with us in our prayer, our love and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levadcha b'yirah na'avod. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us, so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha u'lecha na'eh lehodot. Page 61. Let's join together in our prayer for peace. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace and its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praised are you, Eternal One, who blesses our people with peace.
Shalom Rab Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rab טסים לעולם. כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. שלום רב על ישראל עמך טסים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך טסים לעולם. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך טסים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך טסים לעולם. טסים לעולם. טסים לעולם.
Page 63. We reach for you, our God, from our quiet places. May we stand still for a brief moment and listen to the rain. Stand still for a brief moment and watch the play of sunlight and shadows on the leaves. For a brief moment, listen to the world. Let us stop the wheels of every day to be aware of Shabbat. Find the stillness of the sanctuary which the soul cherished. Renew the covenant of an ancient people. We need a quiet space to test the balance of our days, the weight of our own deeds against the heaviness of the world's demands. The balance is precarious. Steady us with faith. Quiet places and stillness where we will hear our own best impulses speak. Quiet places and stillness from which we will reach out to each other. We will find strength in silence, and with this strength, we will turn again to your service. And so we take a few moments, leaving our prayer book aside, looking inward to the thoughts, the prayers that are in our own hearts and minds.
יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך אדוני צורי אדוני צורי וגואלי
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
This week we are reenacting probably Judaism's most admired trait. It's the trait Jews share, which is that we say goodbye and never leave. How many times have you been somewhere and you say, well, it's time for us to go. And an hour later, you find yourself standing in the hallway having had an hour's worth of conversation, right? Happens again and again. Well, this didn't come to us magically. It didn't come to us, it really came to us organically. Because Moses has been doing the same thing for weeks and weeks and weeks. From the beginning of the book of Deuteronomy, many, many weeks ago, Moses said, "Here are my last words," and then continued to speak. And just when you think Moses is done, just last week, when Moses says, "I'm about to die, I'm old, here's Joshua, he's going to lead you. It's been a great run. Thank you so much." But wait. This week, we have Ha'azinu, which is Moses's encore, if you will. Right? It is his song. If you look at it in the text, in the Torah, actually, it is 2 straight columns. And if you think about it, it actually is a juxtaposition of the song that began the Exodus story, which is the Shirat Hayam, or the Song of the Sea. And now the Song of the Sea is written in layers, sort of looking like the bricks. The text actually looks like layered brick. But this text, Ha'azinu, is 2 independent columns. So what's the significance? We went from interlaced brick to 2 independent columns. Well, who are we when we leave Egypt? We're slaves, right? We're a bunch of slaves. We've just left slavery. We've been in slavery probably 400 years or so. And all we know is how to build bricks. All we know is how to depend on what lies beneath us. And yet at the end of the story, 2 independent columns. We have to figure out, we had to spend those 40 years figuring out how to be Am Yisrael, the people of Israel, independent, able to stand by ourselves. Two columns, yes. So we are both independent and we are both together, right? So we, like columns of a home, you can imagine, when you look at a sukkah, for instance, right? And you look straight on, and you can look at it, for those of you here, you can look at it right there. If you're looking straight on it, how many columns do you see? 2, exactly. So there's Midrash that says, in fact, what you're seeing in the text is really a sukkah of protection, of love that Moses spreads over the people with these actual 4 columns. You can't see the other 2, but they're there. And so as Moses spreads over this very, very last poem, this very, very last essence or energy that he has, and he's about to climb the mountain, and then God will actually bury him. This is Moses' very last opportunity to speak to the people. And it's no accident that it happens, and our cycle of holidays happens at this point too, right? Because what are we about to begin Monday night? Sukkot, right? Our harvest festival. A time to say thank you. And if there was ever a time to say thank you, it would have been a time to say thank you to Moses for his amazing leadership of transforming this group of complaining, sweaty, kvetchy ex-slaves who only complained into this people of Israel ready to take on nationhood. And how amazing that transformation was. And so as we also make that transformation, right? We transform and we transition into our harvest festival, a time to say thank you, a time to leave the comforts of our homes and get out and go into the sukkah, this temporary dwelling, this fragile dwelling that is there to protect us, but doesn't fully cover us because we can see the stars through the roof. And so as we begin that holiday on Monday night, and we'll join together next Friday. If it's nice, maybe we'll even do it in the sukkah. Could we do that? Yeah, maybe we'll do that. We'll be able to celebrate with lulav and etrog and think of all the things that we're thankful for. So for now, as we get ourselves ready in these days between Yom Kippur that ended just yesterday and Sukkot, which will begin in a couple days, take some time. Think about what's important. Think about the things that you are grateful and thankful for. Perhaps it's life, perhaps it's health, family, whatever it might be. Sukkot's a wonderful time to appreciate the things that we have and express our gratitude for them. We're going to turn together as we express gratitude for health and healing, and think of all those in our lives who can use a blessing and energy of healing. All those who are struggling with the coronavirus, the unbelievable healthcare workers who care for us, families and friends who are by our sides. We think too of those struggling with all sorts of illnesses of body and mind and heart and spirit. And so we mentioned Greg Bennett and Michael Byron, Scott Gordon, Patricia Heibel, Rebecca Gottlieb, Julian Howell, Thomas Costinis, Phyllis Levin, Jacob Adams, Dave Schroeder, Zachary Jackson, Dane Marcinowski, Berko Shervetsky, Lorraine Wellington, Debbie Perry, Bruce Harrell, Sasha Leopold, Andrea Kempner Blake, Marcia Pinsky Koblitz, Kathy and Jerry Schreier, Matea Press, David Spanger, Jack Hall, Joe Riley, Joseph Besetner, Edie Francis, Fran Porras, Frank Fusaro, and Jim McKen. If you have names that you would like to add and you are joining us via live stream, please add them into our chat box. If you are here in person, please share a name if you wish. So we turn together to our prayer for healing on page 253.
Misheberach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misheberach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
We turn together to Aleinu, page 282.
It's up to us to call ourselves to task, to sing what's good and true, to bring about redemption. It's what we were free to do. For what's the point of being here if we're not moved to change our ways? Aleinu l'shabeach. It's time to live our praise. We are carrying the stories of the ones who came before. What stories will be told of us when we are here no more? We commit ourselves to action. It brings meaning to our days. Aleinu l'shabeach. It's time to live our praise. It's up to us to own the vision. We are an answer to a call. It's up to us to live the words we speak for the benefit of all. It's up to us to bow down deeply. There's a broken world to raise. Aleinu l'shabeach. It's time to live our praise. Aleinu l'shabeach. It's time to live our praise.
Our thoughts turn to those who have come before us and who are no longer part of this earthly world but have gone on to the world to come. We are in the period of Shloshim for Richard Schwartz and Richard Allen Sharon. And we observe the yardside on this Shabbat for Morris Wexler, Richard Zaks, Rosalie Brand, Samuel Elkeles, Dorothy Fellheim, Barbara Wizik, Ella Spangenthal, Anna Waxelbaum, Abraham Immerman, Carrie Schoenfield Levi, Hulda Schuster Schnauerman, Martha Marks Greenwald, Ethel Shapira Silver, A. Lewis Strauss, Mina Sarah Zaks, Helen Goldsmith, Theodore Knapp, Robert Baker, Minnie Levy, David Berlin, Herman Klein, Esther Umans, Giza Spitzer, and Jacob Lasalle. If you have a name that you would like to add in memory, please enter it into our chat box. If you're here in person, please, as I look around, offer whatever name you would like. So we rise together as we turn to the words of Kaddish on page 294. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ba'alma divrach rutei v'yamlich marchutei, b'chayachon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'alam u'lalmeh almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudsha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, damiran b'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama Rabba min shamaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May the one who sends peace or grants peace in the high and distant heights grant peace for us, for all Israel, for all the world. And together we say, Amen. I'd like to invite Janice Whitmer's house forward to share some announcements. You can be seated.
Shabbat Shalom. It is beautiful being out here today. It's just so nice. First of all, services this weekend are in memory of Ella Spangenthal and Richard H. Zaks and Ethel Shapira Silver. May their memory always be for a blessing. And then what's coming up? Well, tomorrow we have our Torah study. There is a Zoom link for that. And then getting right into fall now, and the holidays are behind us. On Sunday is the first full day of Gesher. There's also, on Saturday, go back a little bit. On Saturday, there's adult sukkah building, so please come in for that at 3 o'clock. Then on Sunday is the first day of Gesher. And on Monday is schmoozing with me. So come and join us via Zoom. So have a chance to tell me what's on your mind, things that whatever you're concerned about or whatever you want to talk about. Other announcements, just reminder that for all services or all in-person events of any sort, you must wear a mask. So just a reminder that is our COVID policy right now, and vaccinated for indoor activities, services, and so forth. Registration for Rabbi Murray's class. You can now register for Insight to Judaism, which will begin October 6th, and it's a great class. And Talk Amongst Ourselves has also started again with Sunday, September 26th at 8 p.m. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. We're going to conclude with the song Olam Chesed Yibaneh, which are the only words that you really need.
Olam Chesed Yibaneh, Yadadai, Yadadai, Yadadai. 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 I will build this world from love, Yadadai, Yadadai, Yadadai. And you must build this world from love, Yadadai, Yadadai, Yadadai. And if we build this world from love, Yadadai, 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 then God will build this world from love, Yadadai, Yadadai, Yadadai. Olam Chesed Yibaneh, Yadadai, Yadadai, Yadadai. Olam Chesed Yibaneh, Yadadai, Yadadai, Yadadai.
Let's join together in Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho v'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila lenikra'ei kodesh, zecher letziat mitzrayim. Ki banu v'acharta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol hamim, ve'shabbat kodshecha, ve'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh HaShabbat.
There's a friend swimming in the Motzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Have a great Shabbat. We'll see you soon.